wasn't a state then, this was wilderness, about 1752. They came down the, what we call the Great Wagon Road out of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. One of the spurs of that road used to come through here. And this was a direct route from 96 to what is now Charlotte. They started meeting here about 1754 and was officially organized in 1764. It was a small congregation, and they started out in a brush arbor. They built a log, essentially a log cabin for a church. It burned down. They built a more substantial wood frame structure, and it burned down. Unfortunately, when it burned down in the 1840s, it burnt all the colonial records of the church up until that time. So we really don't have any records surviving other than oral histories past about 1840. When that burnt, they decided they were going to build a structure that wouldn't burn, so they built this church out of rock. And it's the walls are about 18 inches thick. It survived, pretty much unchanged since then. In the 1920s, the church had gotten into real bad disrepair, so people who had connections here got the money together and they redid the church. They removed the slave gallery, closed up that door, closed up a door on the other side, and put up the slate roof. The original roof was tin. We have people in the graveyard. I'll explain that. The oldest marker we found was 1776. There were internments prior to that, but the graves were simply marked with field stuff. And we'll store a few children. We're trying to remark some of these old tombstones that you can't read anymore. And we're putting in modern rock in the ground, all like that. And I was out here 2 or 3 Thursdays ago, and I've been out here many, many, many hours. And I was out in the graveyard, and the whole time and I assume the Haints got me, that's what they call it. But I never felt uncomfortable. I just felt like there's somebody watching me. And I was talking to a fellow in town, and he said, oh yeah, that was right before Florence, Hurricane Florence. He said, oh no, I said, the hurricane was coming. The Haints come out before. That's the only experience I've had down here where I felt like that I did. Somebody and this is called a graveyard and not a cemetery. Now we don't call graveyards anymore. They're called cemeteries. But a graveyard was attached to a church. A cemetery wasn't. So a lot of times you'll hear it referred to as the graveyard and not the cemetery, but probably prior to 1900, there was a distinction. If you had internments near a church, it was called the graveyard, and if you had a place like a city cemetery in Lawrence or Rosemont in Clunnon, it's called a cemetery. Now in this cemetery here, we have 15 confirmed veterans of the Revolution and 11 probables. This was the first church in Lawrence County that's still in existence. This church helped father or mother, they say mother, 4 other Presbyterian churches, including First Pres in Clinton, came out of this church. Do I have any questions? Now, when they first started meeting here under a brush arbor is just a bunch of sticks stacked up to furnish shade for you. They would have an itinerant or a visiting preacher come in, and he would come in for about a week. And at that time, there were baptized children, there were married children, In one instance, they found out that there was a band of bandits, thieves, that were going to go, since they knew the people were all here, they were going to go and rob their homes while they were gone. So the men loaded up and saddled up, went out and got them, and came back to preaching. But, at that time, it was if you came to church during a revolution, the men came with a firearm. It was that ruthless around here up until about 1790. But you didn't go anywhere that you weren't armed. Men, women, and children understood the dangers, and there was a lot of dangers here. There was no law and order. There was no sheriff's department. There was no police department. No federal marshals. I mean, neighbors had to look out for neighbors in this area. Yes, sir.
Now we notice somebody's getting buried, I assume now.
Yeah.
What is requirement for getting buried in the graveyard in today's time? Do you have to be able to trace back some genealogy? Or?
No. In the process now, this is the older family, Copeland family, been here since the onset. We have other people that have been buried here. We sell plots and the different prices for members and non-members. We hope to get it's approximately $50,000, which we don't have, to try to have the whole graveyard with that ground penetrating radar.
Okay.
And because we know that they are, well, when I was working on the grave, I was working on, I'm convinced that where I was working wasn't interned at one time. But it's not marked. Marker for a Revolutionary Soldier right out here that we put up 2 years ago. Now we know that he's buried here. We don't know where. What happened is they marked the graves with field rock, and in about the 1790s, people started moving west, which was Mississippi and Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. That was the frontier, and people left. And there was nobody left here to say, well, that rock was Grandpa.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the 1950s, they had a guy come in to clean the graveyard, and he was very proud that he got rid of all them old rocks.
That's probably what happened.
We still have the rocks, but we don't know. I've got a buddy, and that's one of our projects. There's a pile up here and a pile back there. We're going to try to go through. We lost a walnut tree last year, and when we got down to cutting the stump, grinding the stump, we found a stone with initials in it. We didn't know it was there.